Hello, Roll Mithril here once again, getting back to Resident Evil. We're still playing as Jill. We're going to be covering some of the alternate story paths we didn't go through in the main run. We're going to be showing some extras. Also, a bit of an experiment I want to do here at the start. And for this experiment, I need one MO disc. Alright. So this experiment concerns the second poison trap room. So, let's go check it out. First things first, guess who didn't notice this red herb over here? Yep, that would be me. I think I was a bit too distracted by the shotgun shells over here, to be honest. I mean, they're just so tempting. Alright, so now the main part of this experiment. Someone asked why I didn't just use the failed footage in the actual run, since the air vent up there, it does remain open even if you get this puzzle wrong. Which is a fair point. I didn't actually think about that. I was just too stunned by how stupid it was that it really looked like that air vent should have been covered down there. Oh well. Also, just worth noting, you do actually have to push these stairs that way a little bit. If you just shove them straight in, you don't activate the button, and even though the camera angle really looks like you should be able to, you can't get through the air shaft from that way. So, here we go. Okay, we've activated the poison gas. And we're going through the air shaft. But the thing is, it's an open passage, so the poison gas follows you in here. I didn't actually know that until I tried this experiment. However, if you just leave and return, that shuts the poison gas back off. So, you're free to get all the goodies in here. And that only took me down to yellow fine, so not even that much damage. At the end of the day, I'm not really sure that saves you any time, just because you do still have to push the stairs and the boxes around a good bit. So, I'm not really sure if that's a faster way to do things or not. But it's certainly an alternate way to do things. Yay for the leave and return method. Alright, so now that we have the triggering system activated, a couple of things here to show. First off, there's this cracked part of the wall here that I never checked out. And there's an ink ribbon here for reasons. Someone on my Tumblr pointed this one out to me, and I'm not actually sure I knew about that one. But this is also pretty close to the next thing I wanted to check out. In this particular run, I did not visit Chris before the triggering system went off. To illustrate two things. First off, despite the message saying that all routes should be open now for evacuation, this door is still locked. You do still need to put in the passcodes. Also, if you do not visit Chris until this point, that is to say, you didn't have the conversation with him through the door and the whole thing about, will you wait here, you actually do get a different conversation.
Oh, Jill!
Oh, Chris! So you're okay?
Yeah, you too. What happened to Wesker?
Let's talk about it later. Let's get out of here.
And well, that's pretty much all there is to it. From here on out, nothing else changes, and you're en route to have the best ending where both Chris and Barry survive. No different bits of conversation, same scene in the hallway when you get to the elevator, so yeah, nothing different from here on out.
Let's go.
Of course, there's always the option of completely ignoring Chris. So this time as we make our escape, we're going to completely ignore Chris. And we're going to completely miss that Chimera, because why not? So yeah, we're not going through those doors, we're not putting in the passcodes, we're just getting out of Dodge. Alright, moving on. Now, previously in this room, we'd meet up with Chris again here, but he's not here.
Hurry!
We do still have Barry, however. No particular reaction to the fact that Chris isn't with us.
This is Brad. Running out of fuel. If there is anyone alive, contact me now, okay? This is Brad.
Of course, since Chris isn't here, we don't have the conversation about giving him a chance to be a nice guy. Instead, we get a different conversation.
There is 3 minutes until explosion.
Damn it! We have only one more step to go. Okay, I'll go. Jill, you try to contact Brad.
Okay.
So with that, it's up to the heliport for the Tyrant fight. I'm actually going to try and record a better fight with the Tyrant this time. Some people were a bit disappointed that I basically just face-tanked it last time. Honestly, that tends to be the best method for saving time, for one thing. But we can try and do something better here. We do still have to launch a flare, though. The thing is, you can launch the flare anywhere you want. You can even just set it back down in the box there and light it there. That doesn't seem like a great idea, but it works. Also, while we're waiting for Brad to arrive, one thing worth noting is he will always drop the rocket launcher, even if you don't do anything to Tyrant. He'll just take longer to do so. If you don't do anything to Tyrant, he usually drops the rocket launcher with about 30 to 40 seconds remaining. But if you do significant damage to the Tyrant, that speeds up the process. Alright, so here we go. Get some distance, make a shot, and then run. Don't get too greedy about getting hits in here. As soon as he starts running, start veering to the side.
He's coming! Jill! Kill that monster! You're our Amazon, Jill!
Go ahead and get this. Go ahead and equip it. And there we go. Tyrant, no damage. So it is doable, and it doesn't take too much longer. And it looks a lot more stylish, I admit. Basically, last time, the Tyrant was right at the end of a half-hour recording session, and I just wanted to be finished with it more than anything. But so with that, it's ending time. You know, I just can't shake the feeling that we forgot something.
your wife?
Yeah. My wife and kids, they always wait up for me. Even today, my eldest daughter. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about that. I know he must still be alive.
So yeah, that's the ending if you save Barry, but do not save Chris. The mansion still goes boom, but Chris's whereabouts are unknown. And I definitely give them credit for filming an all-new ending for basically every combination of survivors that gets out. Nice attention to detail, that. So for those wondering, I did keep recording all the way past the end credits just to see if anything different happened, like if there was a different end scene for Jill or what have you. But no, everything else played out the exact same way. There is, however, something I do kind of want to point out here. Requirements for getting the special key. I've read up on this a bit, and I can't really verify any of this, but from what I've read, in the original Resident Evil, not Director's Cut, you actually had to complete the game in less than 3 hours just to get the special key. If I'm understanding this correctly, the requirement was changed in Director's Cut to where that was no longer governed by the time limit, but instead you got the special key if you finished the game with the trapped partner character being saved. So if you're playing as Jill, you had to rescue Chris, and if you're playing as Chris, you had to rescue Jill. Like I said, I can't really verify all this, but that's what it looks like from what I was reading. So as long as we're here, for anyone that was doubting the sincerity of that countdown timer there, no, it's pretty serious. It's also rather unforgiving. Yep, even while cutscenes are playing. So when you get to the heliport, you'd better set off that emergency flare, and quickly. Alright, so one more thing here during the Tyrant fight that people were wondering is what happens if you miss all 4 shots with the rocket launcher, which in and of itself is actually fairly tricky just due to auto-aim. It really works against you here. Alright, just so there can be no question, I am fully restoring my life here. And Tyrant's getting too close too fast. So I've missed all 4 shots. At that point, Tyrant just insta-kills you. No extra rocket launchers for you. The game just says, if you missed 4 shots with auto-aim, I guess you kinda deserve this. One point of note though, from what I've read, auto-aim was actually a new addition to Director's Cut. The original version of Resident Evil did not actually have auto-aim. It also had fewer monsters. Director's Cut added more monsters as kind of a balancing feature, so it was easier to aim at monsters, but you had more of them to deal with.
Oh, Jill, what good timing. A moment ago I heard someone's voice coming from this hole. Let's go together since it's dark and we can't see very well.
Alright, so time to start exploring different outcomes of this scenario. We're still going to agree to go with him.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, then I'm gonna cover you. Let's hurry. Hey, are you all right? I can go first if you want me to.
This time, though, we're gonna make Barry go first.
Oh, yes, please. I'm a little nervous.
I understand. It may be more dangerous if you come behind me. Be careful.
Perry?
At this point, you have a choice. In order to save Barry, you need to go through this door.
It's too close. Let's go together.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, then I'm gonna cover you. Let's hurry.
At this point, everything plays out the same way as it did in the LP, no deviations. Barry teams up with us, and we go meet up with Enrico. This time we're going to disagree to teaming up.
Barry,
Sure, it may be dangerous. I'll go, even if I have to go by myself. Will you be waiting here, Jill?
However, we're not going to stay here.
Barry, I think I'll take some other route.
I see. Yeah, maybe you should. Be careful.
Making this decision is pretty much the exact same as agreeing to team up but having Barry lead.
Barry?
Once again, you have the option to go save Barry if you take the same path he did, which, in this scenario, you actually have a better idea of which way he went. I hadn't realized that before. If you take the other door, though, you don't get a cutscene with Barry, and if you go back this way, to where he was earlier, there's no sign of Barry or the hunter that he fights off. It's kind of strange to me that if you go to save Barry, you don't actually have to do anything. Barry just takes out the hunter on his own. I guess Jill just served as a bit of a distraction? But anyway, without Barry, we can go and encounter Enrico on our own.
Is that Jill?
Is that voice Enrico's?
Yeah?
You're alive!
Wait there! Are you with anybody, Jill?
What? Oh no, I'm alone. But why are you asking?
Listen, the stars are going to be finished soon. Someone is a traitor. Everything was plotted from the start by Umbrella. Ah! Oh!
Enrico! Who killed him, I wonder?
Nice delivery there, Jill. As usual, you can check out Enrico's body in order to get an ammo clip, and she'll mention that he couldn't have moved because of his injury. And also, as usual, the Hex Crank is here. It's once we leave that things get a little bit different. The hunters have started showing up. But once we come through here,
What happened?
I'm really embarrassed. I was clumsy.
Oh, you don't have to talk. I'm going to give you first aid.
Maybe my time's come. Jill, take this. I've been cheating you all from the start. If you can forgive me, could you please give this to my family? And if you can, please try to protect them.
What do you mean by that, Barry? Don't give up.
Jill, be careful of that guy. Please, stay alive.
So, you get Barry's picture. A photo of his family. Barry's picture. Something is written on the back of the picture. My dearest Moira and Polly, I hope you will grow up to be strong and beautiful women and help to cheer up Mother. Your father will be watching you all from heaven. Dad. You only ever get that file if Barry dies. So, if you get that file, you messed up somewhere. Barry's death here also has repercussions later in the game.